You should see it now. Do you see the
Oh,
little
okay.
corner? Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Welcome, Facebook family. We are now live. Welcome to Mommies and Money. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our Superwoman series. Here at Mommies and Money, our mission is simple. We are in pursuit of excellence and the breaking of generational curses by empowering women and mothers through education and building a financial foundation. We are in the business of breaking free of financial curses. We want to set people free, and we are here to uplift each other. We are here to have those tough conversations. We are here to help you set up your financial future and set you up for success. So, can I ask you all a question? Are you bad? B.A.D. Bold, ambitious, and determined when it comes to your finances? That is the big question of this evening. We're going to dive deep into debt management, emergency funds, investments, the X curve. We're going to talk about all of those things. So for those of you watching on Facebook Live, please give us a little shout out. Let us know you're out there because we appreciate you. And thank you, ladies, for being on Zoom tonight. So just real quick, again, my name is Laura Whedon. I am a mother. I am a wife. My son is actually going to be 12 in 2 weeks. I'm about to have a heart attack. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
Grown
12
person.
years old.
Grown person.
I mean, I know I don't look like it because, you know, that cocoa butter and that coconut oil comes in handy. No, I'm just kidding. But he's going to be 12. I don't want to have a panic attack because he's just growing up so fast. But I absolutely love what we do here. I absolutely love this platform that we're a part of because we're in the business of educating families on their finances. I am a massage therapist by trade. I love working with my hands. I love what it is that I do. I love helping people and making them feel good. It just so happened that the world was in a pandemic or still is in a pandemic. And so I had already been, you know, toying around with the idea of something more, something better that I wanted for myself and my family. And again, we all kind of fell into this pandemic here. And I was fortunate enough to meet the lovely Tanisha Steiger. And she opened my eyes to the world of finances. And the more she taught me, the more I realized I just had no clue what I was doing with my finances. And so it has been such a blessing to me to be a part of this platform, to be on a team of people who want to win. And so, like I said, being a massage therapist and wanting to help people, well, with this platform, I get to help people beyond what my hands can physically do. And so that is what we're about here, going beyond, you know, and with technology, we're able to meet you right in your home. So again, I'm so grateful and so happy and excited that we're all here together. And let's get this party started. So I'm going to pass along this wonderful spotlight to Miss Tanisha.
Of course you
and
would.
She's gonna. Of course I am.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Of
Like it's
course.
like you pulled it on me. Okay, so
let's hear a little bit about you, Miss Tanisha.
Smart. Okay, so for everyone out there on Facebook Live, my name is Tanisha Steiger. The thing about it is I didn't know too much about the whole financial world at all until I got into the financial literacy campaign. Once I realized what was going on with that, I was utilizing what I wanted to sit there and help my mother and my father with, and then on top of that, help myself. The thing about it is, like every other person in the world, like pretty much everyone in our community, life happens. And when life happens, we don't know how to sit there and expect certain things for us to sit there and be okay or be calm with ourselves, right? So, I know that when my mother passed away in 2019, all it did was just bring an enlightenment. Like it just lightened a lot of things in my life, not just for myself, for me to be able to leave the legacy I want to see for our family. But now I'm realizing that it goes above and beyond that. Now it's not just my friends and my family members that I want to keep touching on. It's my whole community. Because the thing about it is, whatever we go through, If you guys have not paid attention, you have like Chadwick Boseman, Aretha Franklin, Prince, Michael Jackson, John Singleton. No one's actually had a great plan for their estate. So now I'm sitting here realizing that as a community that we have not even talked about the things that we should be even talking about. So when Laura came up with Mommies and Money, thank you, Laura, for your brainchild. And then I have Fathers and Finance. Our whole point was just our main goal was to make sure that our community actually knows what's really going on. Because at this point in time, we have to educate each other. There's no way you can sit there and Google all the information you want to know, because it's not going to give you 100% what you actually should know about unless you went through it. I can tell you right now, probate court is not cool for anyone that's out there. If anyone's out there in Facebook world, probate court is the crappiest thing you should ever go through, period. You want to grieve for your family members. You want to sit there, you want to be able to have your moment, like, you know, being that little burrito and not want to talk to anybody for like 4 or 5 weeks, whatever. But all it does is bring nothing but, I guess it brings nothing but realization to you. So when I went through that process with my father, I went through that process and going downtown and making sure, like, I had not just once, but twice. I'm sorry, once, twice, 3, 4, about 5 times until everything was actually somewhat settled. If it wasn't for Delita helping out with my father, if it wasn't for the fact that, like, I had to go down with my own brother, who does not wake up every single day, right? Like, he is like the weirdest person ever when it comes to his time and time management. But it came back to not bite me in the butt, but it made me realize that our community, when it comes to legacies, we're not talking about it the way we should. People want to they want to start generational wealth, but have no idea how generational wealth even starts at. This is the reason why I'm trying to tell people, like, the protection piece is where you begin at. Your financial house is all it starts at. If you can't build your financial house the correct way, I promise you, it's not going to look good for you when you're 48, 58, 98, whatever it is, and you think that you have it all together, but you missed out on a couple different steps because you can't cut corners. It's your financial house. So if you want to make sure that everything is going to go in your way, this is where we come together as not mommies and money, but as a community to sit there and be able to talk and have these discussions with each other openly. Because I promise you, if I don't know, Laura doesn't know. If Laura knows, Delita might not know. If Delita knows, Alexis might know. Like, it goes into one big circle. So what are we missing out on? We're missing out on the same facts that somebody's been doing for so many generations, and we've been skipped out on so many generations. Now we're trying to catch up. And how do we catch up when it comes to not knowing? See, the problem is what you don't know could hurt you. Right. We have to realize that for ourselves. Literally have to realize that, hey, we got a new president, we got a new vice president, everything is great, 2021 is amazing. But if you don't know how to sit there and start your legacy, it's not going to just come to you in a dream. It's not going to come to you in a piece of paper that you had on a Post-it, and you're like, oh, I can start this tomorrow. Like, it's generational wealth. I got this. That's not how it works. So we have to be able to have these discussions out loud with each other. So I'm very happy that, Laura, you brought me on. And, you know I'm not a mommy yet, but I do know a lot of mothers out there. I am a sister, a stepsister, a cousin, a niece. I'm a godmother. I have everything going for me, but I don't have my own children yet. But I do know that when I start my family, my legacy has already been secure because I started something when my mother passed. I just looked at my dad and said, we gotta make some changes, and we got to start here. It's not going to sit there and be, oh, a sign over situation. It's not going to be, oh, it's a phone call. It goes into a couple months and it keeps going. It's enduring. But that peace of mind that I have in my head, no one will ever understand how calm I feel about that. And that's my takeaway, because whatever would happen to my father, to me, we have something in place that I made sure that when I started generational wealth, I had to look at myself first. I had to take care of myself first because I'm my biggest asset. Correct? And then now I have me taking care of what I could take care of after that. Oh, I have my brother, my father, whatever goes down the line. But I started with myself. And us as Black women, as Black people, we got to realize it's not just about one or two different things. We have to realize that we are an actual asset for ourselves and for our families. Because if you cannot do it, someone else is not going to be able to do it for you. And they're probably not going to even think about doing it for you, period. We have to start realizing that maybe it's cute for us to have, oh, you want to do the whole cryptocurrency, you want to do the investment ideal, whatever it is. But if something is not coming your way, I promise you it's because you didn't realize the first foundation rule for yourself, which is protection.
If I can just interject real quick, I love that you touched on what the trends are right now. You talk about the Bitcoin and you talk about the investment piece, and yeah, we know how to get the money, right? But part of that foundation is protecting that money. And so that's a really good thing that you brought up there, because so many of us, we jump on the bandwagon blindly. But like you said, we have to start with the foundation. And my thing is, when the information is presented to you, receive it. So many people, oh, I already know. But this information that we have is so powerful. And it really is here to set you free. It's here so that you become your own money manager. It's here so that you don't have to rely on a bank or someone else to take care of your finances and most likely cheat you out of your money. Or like Tanisha talked about, the estate planning and not having that protection. I want to have peace of mind. I want to know this information. Why? Because when those things do happen, we are prepared. Prepare yourself and start that legacy for your family, and then train your children up. That's why we do Mommies and Money. We're giving each other tools so that we can train our children so that they can create that legacy and that financial wealth and freedom for their family and the next generation. So yeah, you hit it right on the money, girl, with the financial foundation. And when it comes to building a financial foundation, you can't start from the top up or top down, just like a regular house. You can't start from the roof to the bottom, because it's not going to withstand any type of, exactly, it's not going to withstand any type of storm. It's going to blow and topple right over. So you have to think about your finances in the same way. Again, you can make the money all you want to, but where are you putting it? Where are you protecting it?
Again,
you know what I mean? And don't lose it.
As a mom, that there's plenty of women out there, especially as the top of our game. There's a whole bunch of Black women entrepreneurs that are killing it right now, but we're not showing them, hey, there's a place for us to minimize taxation. Realize that tax code you might have heard about, you may not know much about. But here, this is where we sit there and have those discussions about the fact that, you may not want to have that place where you put your money at. I still have my favorite joke, like I told you, Laura, ask anyone you possibly know what is their rate of return on their bank account. I promise you they're all going to look like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's they can't give you an actual definite answer because they have never even checked for themselves. Most people have no idea what the word or the words rate of return even means. So that's a whole nother level we discuss upon when it comes to our community. Hey, there's places that they're put our money at for us that we could keep working and get our money's compounded at the same time. So you're working while you're working, and when you sleep, your money's still working for you. No one actually knows these things. No one's actually knows these things. So
and then some people ignore that. I mean, I'm here to help you save that money. You're throwing money away in bank accounts, perhaps, or you're throwing money away with certain type of life insurances where you're just paying a term, but there's an umbrella that you can actually have that protection and have those death benefits and grow that money. You know what I mean? Instead of throwing it away. And so, I mean, we have to wake up as a community, and we have to start building that foundation. We have to start looking at protecting ourselves. Absolutely.
You're not wrong about that, but I feel like it comes down to when I say not knowing, or I'm sorry, it's the arrogance of not knowing. Because at this point in time, no one can sit there and tell you anything. You have a whole computer at your palm, right? You have your whole computer at your palm. Not to say like it's going to give you all the right answers, but you have a whole computer at your palm. So if you have one child, two children, three, whatever, you have a family, however you live your life, most of us have no idea exactly what it comes down to debt management, how to even conquer that. When it comes down to increasing your cash flow, how to even conquer that. It's crazy how I have somebody who's trying to tell me, like, they got mad at me for not having Netflix. Not having Netflix, I didn't realize I was missing out on the rest of the world for not having something called Netflix. But like, oh, you didn't see this show? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that show. What was that show supposed to sit there and show me? Well, it's just about like, some laughs or Game of Thrones or something of that sort. But we're not even having these conversations that everybody else is having. See, what makes me upset is I see the fact that we've been here for 12 generations. We've been here. We've actually gone through hell and back to get where we are. And yet, what do you not see in the future? Like, everything we've done before is obviously not going to help us for the future. So we have to start change something up. Education is key. And the thing about it is, when it comes to education, not only did Marcus Garvey, Stokely, even Afeni Shakur, all of them. So there's education is key for what we have to sit there and learn for ourselves. So we want to sit there and we want to build for ourselves and actually know what it comes down to debt management. You realize that debt management, or like these girls who do the whole credit score situation, you pay me $300 for me to figure out how to pay your credit score off or how to fix your credit score. That's only a conversation piece, and actually writing it down and actually becoming more aware of what you are dealing with. Again, like Lexi was sitting there saying, Laura, I was showing you guys when it comes to our workshops shows us, it actually directs us. And the fact that like you realize in a place, you write down all your expenses, your interest rates. What is it? How can you sit there and pay off something so fast and then realize it's a phone call? It might be just not a phone call, but the fact that you're doing it for yourself, that's where the strength comes into. It's not a one quick, easy button staple situation going on. We have to realize there's no easy button for us. We have never had an easy button, period. So stop thinking there is one. Because if that's the case, then we will all be doing the same exact thing as each other. But guess what? We're not. You're doing what FIFO done told you, and that may not work well with you. You might, Lawana might told you about something over here. It may not work well with you. Well, you have to start doing it, start paying attention to what we actually have to sit there and realize. Financial education is not a question. It's a necessity we need for us to sit there and go above and beyond for not ourselves, but our children, and then not our children's, but our children's children. And then it goes generations deep. You gotta realize today, I may not be an ancestor, but today I'm starting the fact that I will be an ancestor to someone out there,
right,
who's going to need me. And I have to start something for them. It's not just about me anymore.
Right.
So,
well, I wanted to share something just to give you all a visual of what it is that we're talking about with this financial foundation. So give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. And I want you all to just kind of take a look. Take notes too, if you like, because we're going to break it down a little bit. All right. We talk about starting with a strong foundation. I am taking a page out of our wonderful Saving Your Future book that we use in our platform when we're talking about financial education. So, what is your financial foundation? It is starting with protection. So, like I have mentioned before, it's like building a house. You start with that solid foundation and then build your way up. So, first, you should have proper protection in the event
Yes.
of disability, health problems, premature death. Like Tanisha said, I mean, how what drives her in this business is educating people about this protection piece, so you're not tied up in estate plan, in probate court, so that you're not trying to figure out how am I going to pay funeral expenses or anything like that, right? So you should also reduce your liability and get out of debt. Man, oh man, oh man, debt is a killer. Um, but you should also set aside 3 to 6 months of your income to deal with sudden changes in your job or business or pay the unforeseen accidents or repairs. Again, like I mentioned before, we're dealing with a pandemic going on the second year of this thing. So, I mean, let's get smart. Let's save that money because as you can see, a lot of people are devastated, myself included, was affected by this because my job got shut down. And it was a blessing to be a part of this platform because now we can share how to still build wealth even in a pandemic. So again, you want to save that money. And with dealing with something like this, you definitely want to save more than just 3 to 6 months of your income because you just never know when you're going to need it. And then you should also save and invest for the long run. Don't think about short term. A lot of people don't think about needing any type of health insurance, or they don't think about life insurance because, oh, I'm young, I don't have to worry about that right now. Absolutely, you should. Because guess what? You can develop an illness and then you may not qualify. You know what I mean? The sooner you get it, the better off you'll be. And then, like I was talking about before, we have a savings vehicle where you have all of the above, that you're protected, that you have your benefits, and you can grow that money. So think about the long run, not just for yourself, but for your family. And then you want to do these as soon as possible. Like I just said, don't wait until you're 56 years old and then you can't qualify. You know, you're not thinking about it until you're 60. Oh, okay, I got 20 more years and then I'll be in the grave. No, you want to start thinking about those things now. So I just want to encourage you all to think about a few questions. Have you ever dreamed about paying off your debt? I do. Man, student loan debt is no joke. It just follows you around like a dark cloud. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the rain clouds, it just never goes away. But I want to pay off my debt. Escaping politics in the workplace, replacing your spouse's income. I know a lot of us would like to do that. Retiring early. Heck, I'm in my 30s. I would love to retire in my 50s. I don't want to retire at 65. Okay. And then living in your dream home. We were literally just having this conversation before we went live about buying a home. That's one of the things that I'm in the process of doing. So, helping to fund your parents' retirement, is that something that you want to do? Of course. Every child wants to make sure their parents are okay and taken care of. And I'll even do you one better. What about your children? Setting up their financial future. If they want to go to school, they want to buy a house, if they want to buy a car, if they want to start a business. Aren't some of those things something that you will want to do? So all of those things, it starts with a strong financial foundation. It's just some things that we should definitely take into consideration and think about. I see you over there laughing, Tanisha.
I'm not mad
You're
at
on
it.
me.
I
Oh,
get
okay.
it. I know you're not wrong about it. The thing about it is like it's more so. Oh, somebody's calling me. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's my brother. So that's gonna go on mute. Um, so it's not just about be able to take care of our business now, but like most people are not thinking about hey, I paid off my debt. You realize I paid off my debt like last July, okay? I have no credit card debt. I have no debt, period. It, like, I mean, it felt so good. But just like somebody beautiful told me, like when you have too much debt in this country, you're likely to have bad credit. You have too little debt in this country, most likely you're going to have bad credit. So what exactly would we sit there and do to make sure our credit score is actually going up and helping us out, right? So I got one credit card. I put a limit on my credit card to just make sure I know I don't overspend, because I know it's free money, but at the same time, there's no such thing as a free lunch in America. So I'm like, okay, let's get some gas. I might buy some sushi and maybe some lip gloss. I'm done, right? Paid off. It's A-okay. But most of us out here don't even know what that even means. Like most of us are thinking like, oh, it's okay to have 15, when if you don't know how to sit there and manage the 15, you're actually hurting yourself. So like when it comes to the mortgage, I told you, Laura, and I'm gonna put this out there on Facebook, hi Facebook, but the whole ultimate goal is to make sure that I can sit there and take over the mortgage of my family's house, on my father and my mother who worked so hard for a house. I won't be able to sit there and take over it. Now, mind you, that there is a mortgage. Mind you, there's also been a refinancing. I think a lot of people, especially in our community, have no idea what refinancing actually means. And when it comes to refinancing, that means that you're putting more years on top of what you signed up for. So my dad and my mom might have started off with a 25-year, 20-year contract, but when they refinance twice, I don't know exactly when the dates are, but they already done it. So now they just extended all of that. When in reality, I want to make sure I can just take care of all that. So that's when the business side of this comes into place. But keep going, Laura. Fine, I got you. I'm here. I'm here for you.
No, we're here. This is what we're here for. I mean, this is an open conversation. I want to hear from everybody what your thoughts are, what your goals are, how you want to build your financial foundation. Feel free to chime in anytime.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes. So while you're bringing that up, because y'all are touching on some very, very good subjects, and literally everything that you're speaking of is basically a money makeover. Just paying attention to where your money is going, where you are allocating your dollars, and how you're actually using them in the wisest ways. So what WFG, of course, in our campaign, what we focus on is literally just building those points, getting folks in line with making sure that you have a firm foundation. Your children are secure. Mommies, we are empowered with a lot of tasks. We have to do each and everything. The polarity is for real. We carry feminine and masculine energy all the time. We have to learn how to balance it. So we have to make sure that our books and stuff are taken care of. So I wanted to share just a really, really quick 1-minute video of just a money makeover, going over what we're speaking about today. I'm just going to share my screen real fast. Yes. And I'm going to share this. I'm going to play this video. And it is the money makeover. And I hope that everyone enjoys.
Are we supposed to be hearing it? Because I can't hear anything.
Yes,
Can
we
you hear
can't
it?
hear anything.
I can see it move.
Oh no.
Okay, so what we're going to do.
What we're going to do is, I can't speak through it because
Alexis.
it sounds like it's a different language. I can't not read that, but it
Right,
looks like
now the caption is in a different language.
somewhat.
Hey, Alexis,
Cool.
Yes,
try
yes.
stop sharing. Try to stop sharing. And make sure the volume is up on your computer. And then when you see share again, before you all the way share, like touch the share, and you're going to see 2 little boxes in your bottom left. Check both those boxes.
Boom, got it.
And then
Share
let's try it
now.
again. And then in the volume of the video, make sure that's all the way turned up and we should be able to hear it, hopefully.
Gotcha.
Right
Okay.
there to the left. Start the video. There we go. We can hear it.
All right. Boom.
When was the last time you crushed a financial debt payment, rocked a savings goal that you thought was impossible, or hammered out a financial strategy that future you would be proud of? If it's been a while or maybe never, that's okay, because now could be a great time for a money makeover. Start hammering it out with the 6 steps to financial independence. The first step is debt management. Step number 2, create an emergency fund. Step 3, establish cash flow. 4, secure the proper protection you need. Step number 5, build wealth. And estate preservation is step number 6. Check out the money makeover tips we've collected for each of the 6 steps to get practical ideas and insightful concepts. Why? Because financial knowledge can change people's lives. You've seen your before. Now it's time to see what your after could look like. Get with your financial professional to learn how to apply the 6 steps and our money makeover tips to pursue the future you see.
Yay.
Thank you. That was awesome. Like, that was awesome. I really do appreciate that, because that was a very good, like, to 2021 and how people start looking at their lives. All it takes is 1 step. You gotta take the first step first.
Yes.
You gotta take the first step first. If you don't
Yes.
do the first step first, you're kind of like, as a mom, like, okay, where do I go? Like, where do I go with this? But again,
Right.
when I say financial education means a lot more, we have to start really implementing what we're learning when it comes to financial
And it's
education.
only 6 steps, 6 simple steps that we can do literally to get on board, to get on track, to be able to be wealthy, healthy, mindseted women. And honestly, that's what we're talking about today. We're going to bring forth questions, bring it out. You know, if you really want to have a strong financial foundation, literally just ask us. We're going to show you step by step. Only 6 steps.
Exactly.
6 steps.
Again, and again, like, when we have like these workshops that we offer for, again, free out there via Facebook. I'm not sure if everybody understands the word free. FREE. F as in Frank, R as in Ryan, E as in everyday, E as in everyday. Hey, this is what we do, right? So we offer these workshops, and it's Monday through Friday. We literally have, like, some are 2 or 3 times a day. But, like, getting out of debt is actually very easy if you're willing to work on yourself. Now, a lot of people are not willing to sit there and take that step for working on themselves. But when it comes to your financial gain, your financial plan, most people are very scared. They have no idea what to or how to, right? They have no idea what to sit and go to. They bought a whole bunch of books online. They're reading them. Doesn't mean they're actually implementing them, right? But here we show people, like, no, you take the workshops. You go to our workshops that are literally every single day, and you can sit there and implement them on your life, and you realize that it might take 1 or 2 or 3 steps, but you might have done better for yourself than you've done in the past 4 or 5 years. That's a big, I can't even say, like, acknowledgement at this point in time. It's like, that's a big deal. Like, that's a big celebration if you are willing to sit there and take that 1 step. It's like people who go to AA and get sobriety. Like, they take that 1 step. They're not doing anything, but that 1 year meant something for them. Imagine how you feel if you got out of debt in 1 year. Or imagine you focused on getting yourself out of debt in 1 year. Imagine you focused on just building your financial foundation in 1 year. Like, what you can sit there and do. Like, all it takes is 90 days, right? It takes 90 days to sit there and build something. So, I mean, I'm really super excited that we're all, like, in this together. I do know that, Lexi, like, you had a whole situation when it came down to debt roll-ups and being able to pinpoint that within yourself and actually show us how debt roll-ups actually done. You might be better at me, better than me, than on this point that I am, but I feel like, I'm gonna let you take the stage on this because I can only do so much. I'm a good presenter, but for me to do a debt roll up, I gotta be able to write things down and show people, and I'm not writing things down right now. So I'm gonna give the floor to you. So please let me know how debt roll ups even work.
All right, got you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so debt roll up real fast. So with debt roll up, literally, it is a way that you can pay your debt down a lot faster and easier, down to next to none. And look this up for me. I have a worksheet that I wanted to share, but it is not available. So I'm just going to explain to you real fast what it is. Do you have? Give me. I'm trying to get back to my screen so I can see y'all. Yes, thank you. All right, so it is called it's a way that how you can pay off your debt using the debt snowball method. And with this debt snowball method allows you to be able to take your debts from the smallest balance all the way to the largest balance, okay? And the first thing is literally, what you wanna do is just list your debts from the smallest balance to the largest. 2, what you do is also commit to pay the minimum payment of every debt. So you want to focus on looking at your minimum payments. If it can be your credit card is, a $500, amount that they grant you, you want to pay at least $25 of minimum. But what you do, step 3, is review your budget to find anything extra you want that you can use to go towards the debt. So anything extra that you have, you want to add to that $25. 4, what next is you pay the minimum payment plus the extra amount towards the smallest debt until it's paid off. And 5, once that debt is paid full, you add the old payment from the first debt to the minimum payment on the second smallest debt. So literally you're now taking, for example, your one debt is $200 a month. You add $50. Now that second debt, you're adding that $50 to the second debt. Now from $200, now you're paying $150. And slowly but surely, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And the last step, you continue to repeat this process on all of your debts until it's paid off, until it's trickled down to literally that one debt is paid off. You're putting additional 25, 50, 75 to $100 into it, and you're now all small debts are paid off, one debt is paid, and we'll be like our girl Tanisha here, debt free, not having to worry about nothing, having only the responsibility of having one credit card, and you're able to maintain your dollars. You're able to actually see your money, and you maintain that control of how you spend the money, so you avoid going back into that increase of spend. The debt snowball is what you want to do. Take that snowball like a snowball fight. You take that snowball, you want to put money towards it and pay it off and knock it down till you just got one left. That is the debt roll up and the debt snowball.
That's amazing, because what you sat there and said was pretty much like, when it comes to debt roll ups, the thing about it is you said clear smaller debt first. And guess what? Guess where that's actually at? In our blue book. So if you don't have a blue book, I will hope that each and every single one person out there in the world knows that the Save Your Future book, it might be blue, like clear blue pregnancy test. Oh, okay. That's nothing to joke about. So I'm taking back on that. My fault. But hey, what we all need to sit there and do is we got to realize we got to clear smaller debt first, right? You can't sit there and think for 1 second like, oh my gosh, I have a loan out there for like $72,000. Okay, stop thinking like that loan is never going to sit there and clear ourselves off. Like, you have every right to sit there and go about that to make sure that it's going to be able to get paid off. But how do we get to that point? You got to, like, the thing about it is we have to list these things out. Unfortunately, people create budgets. They create budgets what they they're going to be spending on, but they're not actually creating budgets of what they're actually saving on, right? So when it comes to creating that debt, and you want to clear out that debt easier, like, so it took me, I started off with one bill that was bothering me. It was like probably like for $76. I'm not ashamed. Didn't pay it obviously, but I paid it, and I started off with that, knocked that off, and then I went to the next one. That next one, I used what money I would have saved for the $76 payment, I put towards the next one, and then I eliminated that. Then I took that and I sat there and I put, all it is you take whatever I'm sitting paying, whatever I already paid off, whatever money I would use to those both, or those three, or those four that are already underneath it, I put towards the same thing that's on top. So all I'm doing is going step by step by step, right? I'm literally I'm clearing out all the debt that I actually had. So when people sit there and say, like, you know, you have extra money to increase the dollar amount on monthly payments for your bigger debts, again, use an example. If you pay $300 instead of $200 a month, you can pay off your credit card balance in 7 years. 84 months for y'all want to be extra specific out there, but instead of 11 years, right? Again, the rate of return, when we come back at you with Mommies and Money, and we talk about, and we go deeper into the rate of return, which most of you out there, whatever you do, if you don't take anything out of anything, rate of return is your best friend. Because most of you guys put your money into a bank and you have no idea what your rate of return even actually is on your money. So we can start there, because I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. But if you can tell what your rate of return is, okay, we can start actually right there. But if you can't sit there and tell me, if you're sitting there doing the whole ooh-ah-ee situation, and it's your money, like, didn't you work how many hours a week to put that into a bank account, and you don't know what the rate of return is for your own money? Okay, we have a problem. 1. 2, you don't even know how your money is even working for you, right? So when we sit there and say, like, you know, debt management, emergency funds, it's amazing out there, but realistically, we are not doing okay when it comes to making sure that if something happened tomorrow, do you have the money to sit there and pay for it? No one out there can sit there and try to tell me, besides 1, 2, maybe 3 people out of the whole 14.6 million people that are Black in the United States, to sit there and try to tell me what exactly is going on when it comes to emergency fund. Again, we're not planning for stuff like this. We're planning for things like gender reveals and all that. Okay, it's a lot that goes on in our lives, right? We have gender reveals, we have baby showers, we have birthday gifts, we have birthdays, we have mommy, a whole bunch of stuff. But no one's realizing that the important thing is you got to pay yourself first. You are a financial bill, regardless, right? If you have a mortgage out there, if you have a mortgage, I'm going to read this off to you. It's from our Saving Your Future book, but I'm going to read this off to you. Mortgage prepayment. Okay. If you have a 30-year mortgage at 4.5% interest for $300,000, your monthly payment is $1,520.06. If you put an additional $500 on these payments, you could pay off your mortgage in 18 years and 2 months. Now, mind you, didn't you just sign up for a 30-year mortgage? I'd rather owe my home in 18 years and owe my home in 30 years plus, because I decided to refinance, so I messed myself up, right? So when you decide to get that raise at your job, when you're celebrating all the extra successes you actually have in your life, realize, just put that money towards something that makes sense. Your house is still an asset. It's an asset to you. You bought it. But the thing about it is, we're out here thinking like, oh, the mortgages are down, let's go ahead and die first, and to make sure we get our first home. That's amazing. Congratulations to each and every one of you that's out there. I'm super happy that you want to buy a house. But realize, when you buy a house, those little terms and conditions that no one's actually reading make a lot of sense. But if you actually read them and you know how much you actually owe every month, and you put more on top of that, like, just put more towards the house. Now you actually have, hey, my kids, my family, my legacy, generational wealth, I guess do the LLC situation, all comes together. It all comes together here. So your debt management gets to be taken care of. And on top of that, like when you realize that the emergency funds, it could just start off with 5 to 10% of your money, but the whole point is to start put extra into our emergency funds. So we want to make sure that, you know, we have that point, or we have that moment where we sit there and do that, because we're not sitting there thinking about like I sit there and say to everyone, tomorrow's not promised, period. I don't know whoever's out there who's ever listening, but tomorrow's not promised. So if you know that your friend has a diabetic problem, and she might actually need you, and she calls you up, she's like, I had to go take a trip into the ambulance, and the ambulance cost me $900 something. Can I borrow $400 from you? Most of us out there are like, girl, $400, that's a lot of money. But that shouldn't be a situation. We should be like, you know what though? I got you. Because that's the difference of knowing that you're financially stable compared to financially unstable and just having the rest of the world pretend, or you pretend, that you got everything on lock. And that's what we have to sit there and stop for ourselves as a people, as a community. We have to stop sitting there thinking that everyone out there could sit there and pinpoint you on where you should be at, but realize that when you get financially when you get financially educated and you actually get like a peace of mind and you got things in place, I promise you conversations go a lot differently when you realize how your money's working for you compared to people who are out there who have no idea how their money's working for them. I'll stop right there. My fault. I didn't mean to go off on it. My bad, Laura. My bad, girl.
No, you're good. I mean, this is great information because I myself and my husband, we're in the process of looking for a home. So, I mean, these are conversations that need to be had. This is information that needs to be put out there because people don't know. People don't know these things. And that refinance thing is a killer. I mean, and that's how they kind of get you. You think in the long run, oh, I'm saving my money, but no, like you're paying more money, especially with the interest that's tacked onto things. So, I mean, we have to be smart. We have to recognize. We have to see what's really out there. We have to see the truth, you know, and get smart and apply these tips, these things to our life, our daily living, so that we can be more secure, so that we can have that peace of mind. I'm all about the peace of mind. And the good thing about it is when you do have peace of mind, you spread it, right? That's what we're doing.
I tell people like it's crazy. Like it's really crazy because when it comes to like, you know, being able to talk to not only just my community about it, but like just talking to my friends or family. I tell people all the time, like, we were not responsible for the programming that we had as a child, but we are 100% responsible for fixing it as an adult. You gotta realize we could do a lot of different things out there, but if you can't fix your own finances, if you can't fix how your foundation is supposed to be built, if you can't sit there and try to tell me right now that you get married to shoulda, coulda, woulda out there, and you know what though, he's the love of my life, but like you have no idea how his finances work for you, like it makes no sense. Because guess what? The whole point is we're supposed to build empires. We're supposed to build, you know, not just empires, but communities. We're supposed to have something for when that child grows up. Not only they have a question, and I say the question is, oh, am I worth it? Yeah. Do I have it? Yeah. Can I start it? Yeah. We don't have that for ours. We have to sit there and think about everything else. Oh, you want your kids to sit there and go and become a athlete for whatever in high school, and they have an athletic scholarship, or they can sit there and do an academic scholarship, whatever. We have to stop doing that for our community. We have to start like thinking like, you know what though, what I didn't do for myself, I want to make sure that my kid does. Instead, like, it may not be me, it might be him or her, and that might change how the world actually, like how the world's actually being looked at. At this point in time, we don't have enough Black trust fund babies. Let's just be 100% real. We don't have enough. We have to start realizing that we could start something. We could start something right now, but most of us have no idea even where to start. So a lot of us out here, they're doing like, you know, we have businesses that we're starting up. We have conversations we're having every day, but who's actually implementing those actions to take place? I may not have a child just yet, but I'd be damned that whatever I bring into this world, my kid's gonna be A-okay. Like, that's all I know. My kid's gonna be like, yo, mom did that. And then they're gonna be a whole little TikTok about it and a whole little extra dance situation and like whatever it is. I'm excited for it. Don't know why I'm telling you guys all that, but I'm letting you guys know that I know for a fact that what I'm gonna sit there and do to make sure that my child and my family is secure. What I did for myself, I'm gonna do for my child. And we have to start thinking of it like that. We're doing so much as moms that sometimes we forget that that person's looking at us. That person's listening to exactly what we're sitting there hearing. That person is going to implement what you already put in place. So if you put in place that you spend money on the most bogus stuff, and I say bogus, you know what I mean by bogus, like I'm from the North, bogus stuff, they're going to spend money on bogus stuff too. But if they knew that mommy was actually like, you know, okay, mommy was saving here, here, and here. This is why I have to sit there and have a place. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I have 2 or 3 credit cards. Make sure I pay them off at a certain time. Hey, I'm A-okay. I'm not going above or beyond. Like, I'm not going above or beyond my means. I'm going to make sure that everything's I'm going with my X curve. My X curve will make sure that I'm building my wealth with responsibility. We'll get to X curve at one point in time out there for all you future like Facebook Live people. We're gonna get into that at one point in time, but making sure that, you know, you take responsibility for yourself, but take responsibility for what you're doing right now. Just, that's it. A lot of us have not even taken that vibe and even talked about it, because we're still on the whole, somebody's out there making sure we're like, they're cheering us on. But like I said, they could cheer you on. Doesn't mean they actually have the best they have the best benefit at heart. It's your life. Like, I love Black Panther, the movie, Wakanda forever. Okay. But pissed off when I found out that Chadwick Boseman, who I got to meet, by the way, and he was still amazingly gorgeous when I first met him, but like, had no will. My grandmother loved Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin I still have albums, I still have CDs, I still have tapes, okay? Not only like you guys know what cassette tapes are, but I still have tapes, okay, of Aretha Franklin. So a lot of us have no idea what is even like what she left. She left a whole legacy. What happened? Again, you're not thinking about what we should be thinking about. Like, you know, like when you said build your house, your financial house should probably be your number one factor when it comes to making sure that you're be A-okay. Because mostly everything else is if and or such and such. But your financial house deals with everything that you touch. You buy, your money touches it. So why not know where your money's sitting there touching and how to sit there and know the rules of money sitting there and be able to touch it and be okay with it?
I want to just kind of interject real quick, because you touched on something a lot of people don't. You said a lot of people don't know where to start, and that's important because it starts right here. It starts with these conversations. It starts with having a financial foundation. And there is definitely more information out there that we want to share with you. But as we bring this to a close, again, I want to definitely, again, thank everybody for being on. But I encourage you all, especially you, Miss Thomasina, thank you for joining us for the first time. Get with Tanisha, and she's going to get you connected with us. But I encourage those watching on Facebook Live and those who are here on this platform right now, get into the workshops, join our team, join our cause, and educate your family, your friends, your community on how to be debt free, on how to create that legacy, build that wealth for yourself and for your family. And I just want to let you all know that we will be back next Sunday at 8 p.m. That will be my birthday. 8 p.m. next Sunday. Also, we have Fathers and Finance, Tanisha's brainchild. Hop on with the guys, listen to what they're talking about, because they have a strong, powerful male presence and voice. And we are excited about what they're doing and how they are touching lives. They're on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Again, we have workshops every single day during the week, a few times a day. So, I mean, they come around. There's no excuse to miss it. And
No
again,
excuses.
come back with it, right? Come back and see us on Sunday. Also, if you've missed any part of our series or any of our live webinars, you are able to go on YouTube, type in Mommies and Money. We will pop up. You will see us and start taking some notes from those videos, and we'll see you back. Anybody else have any final comments or questions or anything? Go ahead, Miss Bree. Good to see you.
Peace, 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 peace. Give thanks for all people that are present and accounted for, and all those who are in the visual perspective right now. I just wanted to shout out on Thursdays, the Legacy Builders have at 7 p.m. the workshops happening every Thursday at 7. If you want a more personal, homey feel, because we actually talk to you, interact with you, it's more of a two-way outside of the scope of what the national. They're awesome because they're all throughout the day, but they're also kind of a one-way view. You don't really get a chance to talk to the person that's talking to you. So come out and join us as you join Fathers and Finances and Mommies and Monies and all the other workshops that we personally have on the sides, and we'll keep you updated. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And again, there's so many platforms to get information. So I really encourage you to take advantage of it. And I love y'all. Again, anybody else? One final, we got 1 minute. 1 minute. Anybody? No?
Okay, I would say out loud, hey, 2021 is just beginning, and we have a lot more information for each and every one of us out there. But do not think for 1 second that my mother did not give me this mouth for me to not talk to each and every one of you out there. So if you don't hear from me, you will hear from some type of situation. It's going to involve my mouth, because information I have in here, I have to bring out, and I have to be able to share with my people. So I want people to realize we're just not just here for a 1 day, 1 day exclusive. No, this is not a Kroger situation. Okay. Like we have a sale every single day. Like we're doing this all day, every day. If it's not me, I'm learning from my mentors. My mentor has been doing this for how long? Regardless, we're all in this. And if we do it together, I promise you unity and rising up and building something that's extremely huge. I mean, it's beyond words. We can do it, guys. Because Tulsa was not built in 1 day, but we can rebuild it. And I promise you the answers will be sit there and be like, you know what though? Someone listened. So maybe just take the little steps at a time. We're gonna get there.
Just like a marathon. We're gonna make this a relay. We passing that baton. Just like our ancestors did it with us. They're giving us the knowledge. We're taking this information. We're going to continue to embrace it and share as much as we can. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Talisa. I love you. Thank you. Beautiful face.
Give thanks.
All right, y'all.
Have
a good night.
The senior in the house. Give thanks.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday. Great night.
Absolutely.
See you later.
Give thanks.